Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Alisha and today I'm going to be talking about my June TBR. So these are the books that I'm hoping and planning to get to in June. I've been doing a pretty good job of actually following through with the books that I pick for each month, so I'm hoping that continues and let's get into it. So the first book that I have here is The Right Swipe by Alisha. So honestly, main reason I picked this book because the author has the same first name as me, but I'm also super excited about this one. This is a romance. It's about a creator of a dating app who is basically been having a hard time finding love. So she goes out with this guy who is on her dating app and basically sees if she can find love. So it just seems like a really easy, fun romance read. So I'm super excited about this one. Next I have The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. So this is a really pretty popular one, I want to say. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've heard that it is kind of like Six of Crows-esque. It has this kind of found family. I believe it has like a heist involved. So a lot of great things, and I absolutely love Six of Crows. So I'm super excited about this one. I also know that it has a lot of brown characters and I think maybe some black characters, so a lot of diversity. So super excited about reading this one. Then next I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So of course this is a booktube darling. I have been waiting for the perfect time to read this basically because I've really been wanting to, and I just never have felt like picking it up yet, even though I know I'm gonna love it. I'm really hoping I am, but finally seemed like June was a good month. I also know that Malibu Rising by the same author is coming out this month, or it might already be out, and so I think there's a character in that book who has some sort of relation to a character in this book. So yeah, I was just like, okay, if I'm gonna read this, probably should read this first. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Mostly everybody knows what happens in this book. It's basically about a Hollywood starlight, like a famous actress, and this is her telling her story to, I believe, a journalist many years later. So it's going through her whole life. So yeah, I've heard so many obviously great things about this book, and I'm super excited to read it. Next I have The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. This is another one that has been around for a while and super popular. It's basically a Arabian Nights retelling, and I've read a couple of those, and they're always pretty up and down for me, but I have heard good things about this one. And this is another author who's a person of color, so I'm super excited to read about characters who are diverse and brown and all of that stuff. So super excited about this one. Next up, I have The Beauty of Your Face by Sahar Mustafa. So this is a book that I actually just picked up from the library, and I have heard a lot of good things about. It's basically, it has to do with the Palestinian woman, and of course with the current climate, things happening in Palestine. I not only wanted to educate myself, but also kind of read literature that had to do with Palestine and stuff. So I'm really excited about this one. I think it's gonna be pretty sad and heartbreaking, and just to give you guys an idea of what it's about, I'll just read the inside. A Palestinian American woman wrestles with faith, loss, and identity before coming face to face with a school shooter in the searing debut. So yeah, seems like it's going to be really heavy, but I'm really excited about reading this one. Next up is a book that I've actually already started, but that's The Beautiful Ones by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. So this is one of my favorite authors. She actually wrote one of my favorite books, but that was Gods of Jade and Shadow, and I absolutely love that book. It's so good. So I have started this one and I am loving it so far. I'm almost midway through it, but it's basically a bit of a historical fiction. It takes place, I want to say, in the 1940s or 50s, and it's actually giving me a lot of Bridgerton vibes, because it's basically about a woman who is basically looking for a husband. She's at an age where she wants to get settled down and married, and of course during that time there was I forget what it's called, but all of this time where all these socialites and elite people would come and start the courting season, I guess. And so it's about this young woman who ends up doing this, and she meets a really nice guy that she's basically falls in love with, but it also has a bit of a fantasy aspect because all of these people, herself and the men she meets, has this kind of telekinetic like psychokinetic abilities, and so that kind of plays into the story. But yeah, it's like and basically a historical fiction romance with like some fantasy involved. So it not only sounds super cool, but from what I've read so far is super cool, so I can't wait to finish this one. So next on my list for my TBR is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This, of course, is Leigh Bardugo's first foray into adult literature. I've heard great things about this book, and I didn't love Shadow and Bone like a lot of people, but I love Six of Crows and that duology, and I actually really like Leigh Bardugo's writing, so I think this one is going to be a favorite. I don't really know much about it, but it's dark academia vibes, and it takes place on, I believe, like a Yale campus, and there's like a secret society, so really cool stuff, and really excited to get into that one. So the next book I want to get to is Counting Down with You by Tashi Butyan, I think her name is. I might have just butchered that. But this is a new release. It's a YA romance, and it has a Bangladeshi main character, and I'm really excited about this one. I've heard kind of like mixed reviews about it, based on like the own voices kind of representation in it. So I am kind of interested about reading it and having my own opinion on all of that, but I am excited about this one, and it was, I believe, one of my like anticipated reads, so super excited about getting to it. And then lastly on my TBR, I have Lore by Alexander Bracken. This is one that obviously came out in January. It's been pretty much like on a lot of people's anticipated lists, and I have heard a lot of, again, kind of mixed and up and down reviews about it. I've heard people who like absolutely love it, and then I've heard people who say it like wasn't that great and like fell a bit flat for them. So another one that I'm interested in seeing what my opinion is going to be, but I love the kind of Greek mythology aspect in this. I love the unique kind of story. What I do know about it, basically, it takes place in New York City, I believe, and there is this kind of like, I kind of want to say like the purge type of thing. It's like every so many years, these Greek gods come down to Earth and then basically fight to the death with certain people, and like these people have the chance to take down and like kill a Greek god and basically take their place. And so the main character of the book had this happen with her parents, who I believe died because of all of this, and so she is sworn off of this and doesn't want to participate, but due to some circumstances has to end up helping a friend and also Athena, and kind of join in this like big kind of war, Hunger Games, Purge-esque situation. So I'm super excited about this one, and I have had it on my TBR for a few months now, so I'm hoping I do actually get to this one this month. But yeah, so those are all the books I have. Again, I have really been trying and pretty much following through reading the actual books on my TBR, but of course that does not always happen, and so we'll see what I actually read this month. But thank you guys for watching this video, and see you guys next time.